Surely the next act will be the last one. Let's dive right in. You can come out now, brother. How did it go? Better than we ever hoped for. Rooster is dead, and the Madame has tasted her first blood. Heh. Amazing. Completely worth getting shot for. Meddlesome Falcon tried to disrupt the execution. Falcon? Really? That tenuous wretch! Don't worry. He floundered and bumbled around hopelessly. The Madame thinks he's of some use, but really, he's as good as dead. This is marvelous. Every piece is falling into place. Our dream will be a reality in no time at all. To reason, brother. To reason! To treason. Fraternité. Okay, so we're picking up not too much later. Tick, tock, tock, tick. Hope you don't harbor too much hate for the Madame. Know that the rooster was your friend. When the Madame does what she does for the good of France. Boy, oh boy, this is awkward. It is a bit. Perhaps a round of drinks are in order? After all, this is a tavern. What do you two say? I mean, no disrespect, Fontaine, but I'm not thirsty. Me neither. I get it. You're both a little shaken by what you saw. Can we at least get you some wine? Just a small glass to calm the nerves. Fine. Whatever. Very good. Hero, bet your guess some drinks. It's your round. My round? No way, it's your turn. Turns don't matter. You still owe me for that omelet I generously paid for last Friday. Yeah, but you owe me for that coffee on Tuesday. Okay. That's 30 cents of coffee deducted from a 60-cent omelet, plus the 25-cent peanuts you swiped from my pantry. Hold up. I ain't so good at mental arithmetic. Sparrow son, you need to go. Oh, yes. I'll create a distraction. You head straight for the back door. That's such a good idea. If we both stick around, we could both end up dead as soon as we rub that lioness the wrong way. If we both run, these two will probably shoot us in the backs. The way I see it, one of us running is the most viable option. Falcon, don't argue. Once you're out, find Valerty and tell him what you've seen. Okay. So it's agreed. You'll get this round, I'll owe you 2 cents. Yep, and I'll hold you to him 2 cents. Be right back. Don't you two move or nothing. You'll hold me to 2 cents? That Piero's such a miser. Anyway, I don't feel like sitting in silence, so let's talk to pass the time. Fontaine, I have a gun question. A gun question? Do go on. Flintlock or percussion cap? What a delightful technical question. I'm afraid there's no dispute here. Percussion caps are the future, hands down. You see, flintlocks are unreliable. Little light drizzle, the ignition system no longer functions. The gun becomes worthless. But a percussion cap will always work as long as it's built correctly, as long as the gun has enough gunpowder. Suppose there is the matter of material cost. How much does a brass cap cost compared to flint and steel? It's a little pricier, I think. All right, I brought the drinks. One for me, one for you, one for you, one for... Hey, where's the little one? Little one? He's right. Oh, merde, I lost him. You lost him? How'd you lose him? I was gone for 2 minutes. Oh, I think I dropped the ball on this one. I'll say, Lamb's gonna string us up for sure. Actually, we should make up a cover story. Can't let her find out about this. You can't let me find out about what? An interesting art. Yeah. Yeah, as I understand it, it's all art made by a French political cartoonist in roughly this time period in 1800s France. So it's kind of cool that way. I felt it wasn't right to keep Sparrowson here against his will, so I created a distraction and let him escape. It's somewhat gutsy of you to outright admit that. By rights, I should shoot you here and now. But I won't. I need a lawyer to bring our plans to fruition. That little bird was dispensable. You are not. Madame, if Sparrowson runs to the police, then this location and the sleeping city are compromised. We should keep this meeting brief. Agreed. Falcon, let me quickly fill you in. As you probably know, we're planning to form a protest. An enormous protest on the 14th of this month. We intend to draw a massive crowd to the Palais de la Concorde, and then we shall march across the Tuileries Garden. A march across the Tuileries? You intend to storm the Louvre? No, the Palais Royal. That's where the king and the prime minister will be residing. I would like to go peacefully, but... Peaceful uprisings have a habit of turning violent, don't they? Exactly. We can't let the leaders of this country escape amidst the chaos. They must be tried for their crimes against the French people. On that note, I want you to lead the prosecution. You want me to prosecute the King of France? The King and the Prime Minister. They are both responsible for the rampant inequality that plagues this country. On the day of the revolution, we will drag both of those overpaid bourgeoisie into the streets, and you shall prosecute them, then and there. I think I understand. Prosecuting the pair for crimes against humanity, I suppose. It would certainly be done. If I were to interview a lot of citizens, gather a lot of evidence, file some paperwork, probably prepare a case in around 2 months. We don't have the luxury of time. Use your ingenuity on the day, just like you did in the catacombs. You can't be serious. There is no alternative. The wheels of the revolution are already turning, and the revolution will ignite in under a week. The question on my mind is, what will we do with you until then? You can leave him with us, ma'am. We'll keep a good eye on him. After seeing the atrocious job you two did guarding the little bird, I think not. I'll just have to guard you myself, Falcon. You shall spend this week at my side while I complete our preparations. At your side? All day and night? Absolutely. I'm not going to let you out of my sight for 1 minute. That seems excessive. You can trust me, madame. No, I can't. You've promised to help me, but I know you don't actually believe in the cause of the Second Republic. If I give you 1 grain of freedom, you'll undoubtedly flee. This meeting is over. Come along, Falcon. Special event. And then, when we were sitting in the tavern, Falcon gave me the opportunity to escape. He created a distraction, and I sneaked away and went straight to the police. And then you called a meeting, and, well, here I am. So, yeah, that's the whole story. I see. So Severin Cocorico died at the hands of the rebels. That's right. And Falcon revealed his true colors as a traitor. Traitor? No, that's not right, Inspector. Falcon's not a rebel. He's just playing along so he can save his own life. Don't be so naive, Sparrowson. Put the puzzle pieces together. Falcon willingly leapt into the lion's den for a specific purpose of siding with the rebels. He let you escape because he could see you weren't truly sympathetic to the rebel cause. That doesn't make any sense at all. Falcon's never shown a rebellious streak. Tell me, Sparrowson, what do you know about Falcon's past? Not a lot. He's a private person. Has he ever told you what he did during the July Revolution? Before he changed his name? Before... No, he hasn't told me anything, really. Sparrowson, let me tell you about the man they call the Viridian Killer. Bum bum bum! A beautiful place for a picnic or planning a violent uprising. Let me think. It takes 10 minutes to walk from the Palace de la Concorde to this very spot. Palais Royal lies 5 minutes north of here. The crowd will be fairly large and slow. It may take twice, maybe 3 times as long to make the move. Having a logistics problem, madame? Perhaps. Plan is to walk the crowd from here through Tuileries to the Palace Royal. If we take too long to pass through the Tuileries, the police will trap us in. We could be flanked and slaughtered. That is quite an issue. Why not just meet at the palace? Why not just get the protesters to meet at the Palace Royal itself? Because the Palace de la Concorde is an ideal meeting location. It's enormous and easy to get to. I see. But even if you got, say, half the protesters to meet at the Palace Royal, you cut down on traveling time. I get it. A smaller crowd would be easier to direct across the garden. I'll pass the idea along to Piero and see what he has to say. He's the one in charge of leading the crowds, after all. Bird Brain Piero would probably just shoot the idea down, right? Probably. But I appreciate your input. I don't know if you genuinely want to help, or if you're just telling me what I want to hear out of fear, but thank you, Falcon. No problem, madame. The Second Republic, right? Right. The Second Republic. What about the market? This Hallis, huh? Let me guess. You have a weapons supplier somewhere around here. Maybe this is where you plan on meeting an informant. Government defector? Good as meeting spot as any. Actually, I'm here for groceries. There's no need for that look. You think that just because I'm a gun-toting rebel, I don't need to buy food? Van Beaufort! Van Beaufort! Well. If it isn't Sultan and little Gambade, you're growing bigger every time I see you. Ma'am, you have to hear this. Something big went down here yesterday. Policeman! A naughty, ugly policeman! Let me guess. He was bullying people into revealing secrets on the whereabouts of the revolutionaries. Yeah, that's how it started, ma'am. Same old bullying tactics. He was pushing around this old beggar rat who hangs around the market sometimes. But then, when the rat wasn't speaking up, policeman drew his gun and shot him. Policeman shot the beggar? Just like that? Yep. But then the coward cop went and ran before we could turn on him. And it's difficult to believe. Policeman wouldn't openly shoot a beggar without a cause. Open your eyes, Falcon. This isn't the regime us Parisians live under. We're ignored by the government, oppressed by the police, and hanged by the courts. Why do you think I'm fighting so hard to make a change? We can't put up with this sort of bullying. No. This can't be right. Something has to be missing from Saltian's story. I want to ask you a couple questions, madame. Sure. Ask away. Make it quick, Falcon. What'd the policeman look like? Well, I didn't get a good look, but he was tall, ugly, mean-looking, and he had one eye! One eye? Yep, and one of them pirate patches. There's no way. Ring any bells, Falcon? I know a man who fits the description, but it simply couldn't be him. He's a bitter individual, but he's morally righteous. Can't imagine him shooting an innocent person so recklessly. Also, he has no arms, so it'd be very difficult to shoot a pistol. Don't let your bias towards the justice system affect your judgment, Falcon. If you think you know who did this, then please, name and shame him. I think I should bite my tongue until I'm a little more certain. Do you want to know anything else, monsieur? If a policeman did shoot an innocent person, then there would surely be an investigation. Ha! Your naivety knows no bounds, Falcon. You think the police care if one of their own is out of control? Actually, there was one bloke looking around, but I don't think he was a policeman. Oh? Go on, madame. Well, he was this charming fox. Renard. Friend of yours, Falcon? Something like that. We should probably pay him a visit to see what he's up to. Pay him a visit? I suppose we can set aside a little time. Did you want something else? Just who was the beggar rat? I didn't really know him well, monsieur. None of us did. He was kind of a loner who hanged around, asking for scraps of food and cents. I don't even know his name. It's so sad. Did he have no family, no means of support? Falcon, do you have any idea of how many beggars there are on the streets of Paris? How many people go hungry? How many people are forced to turn to crime? I'm well aware, madame. I'm asking these questions to see if there was perhaps some reason why that particular rat was killed. But no. Here's this was the loss of one unnamed beggar. Rat among many. Tragic. That it is, monsieur. Any other way I can help? That is all, madame. Thank you for your help. No problem. Anything to help, ma'am Beaumont. We'll try to get to the bottom of this, Satan. Just make sure to stay safe when the revolution starts. Stay inside. Keep Gambade safe. Of course, ma'am. Stay safe yourself, you hear? R&M Associates. Visitors! Monsieur Vulpes, visitors! Really, Falcon? What do you hope to accomplish in this sleazy back alley establishment? Sleazy? Madame, my back alley office is perhaps a little cluttered and eclectic, but I resent the accusation of sleaze. Maybe I should do the introductions. Monsieur Vulpes, this is Madame Beaumont, a, friend of mine. Madame, this is Renard Vulpes, private investigator, at your service. It is a pleasure to meet you, madame. How stoke. I'm sure you have some pressing question to ask, Falcon. Before we get started, there is something I must tell you. Monsieur Sparrowson dropped by earlier. He informed me of your situation. Sparrowson? Is he alright? Oh, yes. He's now working with Inspector Volataire, attempting to unravel the rebel plot. Just as I thought. It appears that your lackey has solidified his position as a traitor to the Second Republic, Falcon. Perhaps, perhaps not. Sparrowson doesn't strike me as a person who sides with any ideology. But, you know, he asked me the most peculiar question. Would you like to know what it was? Of course. Such information is quite valuable. It cost, say, 30 francs? I have 3 francs. I'd love to buy it off you, monsieur. I don't think I have enough money. Really? That's a pity. I feel pretty generous today. Maybe I ought to lend you this information for free. Sparrowson asked if you were the Viridian Killer. The one responsible for the random bombings during the July Revolution, 18 years ago. Why on earth would he ask that? Perhaps the inspector has been telling him stories. What'd you tell him? The truth, of course. That is, I have no idea who the Viridian Killer is. It couldn't possibly be Falcon. Oh? And how do you know I'm not the Viridian Killer? Falcon, please. You're a semi-drunk bumbling oaf, not a ruthless killer. Anyway, I've started my own investigation into the Viridian Killer. It's fascinating stuff. Apparently, he was seen in multiple places at once, which leads some to believe that he was actually more than one person. You know why they call him, or should I say, the Viridian Killer? Viridian is a greenish color, isn't it? No, I don't have a clue. Crimson Killer would be a much cooler name. It appears that no one knows the origins of the name, which leads me to suspect that he, or indeed they, chose their own name. This is all fascinating, truly fascinating. But perhaps we can return the conversation to why we're here. Of course. Monsieur Vulpes, we heard you were investigating the murder at Les Hilles. I was. The victim was a friend of Mousie's. More of an acquaintance, really. We want to know if you managed to uncover anything. Did you find any leads, any juicy clues? Not as such. It was quite a peculiar case. Did you hear the murderer wore an eye patch? I did. You know what that implies, don't you, Falcon? You only know of one police officer, or indeed one person, who wears an eye patch. You're right. It has to be... Judge Romulus! I have absolutely no idea. I don't know any eye patch wearing policemen. Ah! Your poker face is terrible, Falcon. I'll have to give you acting lessons at some point. Don't want to make any presumptions. The last thing we want is just another dead, innocent person on our hands. Well said, Monsieur Falcon. Cutting lightly is always a smart choice. That still leaves us with more questions than answers. Falcon, I want to solve this mystery as much as you do. The time is pressing, and we have other matters to attend to. We must take our leave. Understood. Until next time, Monsieur Vulpes. Goodbye and good luck, Monsieur Falcon. It was a pleasure meeting you, madame. Monsieur Vulpes? That lioness looked pretty angry. Is this revolution going to end in blood, Monsieur Vulpes? Just like in 1830? Ellipsis. Viridian is green, just like how Romulus signs with their pen. A pair of twins. The Palais Royal. Just look at that disgusting den of fat cat bourgeoisie and hypocritical politicians. The king is probably in there as we speak. Probably sitting in his high chair, stuffing his bloated face with cake and wine, while he boasts about being the perfect citizen king. Did you come here just to moan about the king? No. I've come to assess the potential battleground. On the day of the rebellion, I might order Piero to set up a barricade over there. What do you think? There? Right outside the Palais Royal? Of course. It's the perfect place for a defensive garrison. We can gather furniture from nearby buildings, build a wall, position rifles to fend off the police. When the time is right, we'll serve as the ideal location to launch our assault on the palace. You weren't just throwing empty words at the tavern. You actually do intend on dragging the king out of the palace through violence. Of course. He will never abdicate on his own volition. It's not as if I want to see bloodshed, Falcon. It's necessary. It's inevitable. I mean, you have to be realistic. There's no way to bring change to a country without using violence, is there? I think there are ways. People look back on the violent moments of history, the executions, the wars, the bloody revolutions. But who's to say that a country could not be overturned just through the chance of the people? A pacifist revolution. Interesting. I would love for such a thing to be possible. Maybe. It would be better to avoid building the barricades. At least until it's clear that violence is inevitable. That's good. That's a good compromise, madame. Now to the Pont des Arts. This is it, Falcon. This is the day we make our stand. Everything is coming together. As we speak, Fontaine is gathering the protesters at the Place de la Concorde. Yarrow is making preparations to build and arm a barricade near the Palais Royal. Just as a precaution, you understand. The only question that remains, are you ready? To be perfectly honest, no. I'm not ready at all. You want me to prosecute the king and prime minister if and when you drag them from the palace, right? Well, I've had no time to prepare. I have no evidence on hand. This whole trial is going to be one big fiasco. You're too fixated on the formalities, Falcon. This revolution will succeed, and those in power will see justice. That's all that matters. But madame, come on, let's see how the protest is going.
Falcon and Beermore arrive at the Palace de la Concorde. The air is thick with chants and shouts and cheers of hundreds of protesters. A line of mounted soldiers stand shoulder to shoulder outside the entrance of the Tuileries.
This is amazing. I had no idea the Second Republic had this many supporters. But of course, you didn't think that we were just a few animals huddling in a cave, did you? The desire for revolution runs deep in the city.
Everything's in place at the Palais Royal, ma'am. Just say the word. We'll set up the biggest barricade you've ever seen. Then we'll all storm the building, drag that cocky king out of his chair.
There's been a change of plan. We're still going to protest, but we're going to do it peacefully. No firing from behind barricades, no violence, no capturing the king or prime minister. Madame, are you feeling alright? Quite right, thank you. But what of your desire for a better France? You cannot achieve that without bloodshed. You can certainly try. Falcon convinced me. Falcon? Pacifism seems like the Christian approach, wouldn't you say, Friar? I see. So that is how it is. Excuse me, madame. I think the Friar disapproves of the new strategy. He probably thinks I've gone soft. And maybe I have. But I'm not deviating from this path, even if each and every rebel leaves my side.
Don't worry, ma'am. You aren't alone.
I'm not here for the violence, madame. As long as you strive for a better France, we will always stand with you.
Stupid bullet wound. Damn thing's opened up again. What's the news, brother? Is everything in place?
We have a problem. Mademoiselle refuses to use violence. She's turned timid.
Turned timid? How?
It appears the lawyer, Falcon, is something of a lion tamer.
JJ Falcon. That bird is proving to be more troublesome than the rooster. Oh, I swear.
Brother, listen. There's no violence. There will be no power gap. One leader will just peacefully replace another. We need chaos for our plan to work.
Guess we'll have to follow through with our contingency strategy. I'll find the victim. You find the suspect.
Good. Push yourself, brother. You're still injured.
Look at those scum. Foul vermin. A lot of them. Mark my words, Sparrow son. Every one of those petulant dissenters will take the opportunity to turn aggressive. They lust for violence.
They don't look too violent to me.
Trust me, this is how the crowd looked before the July Revolution. It only takes one crazed individual. The entire crowd will explode into a frenzy.
Hey, it's you.
Friar, it's good to see you again.
No time for pleasantries, Inspector. You're needed urgently on the Place de Concorde.
Hey, why not ask one of the officers on active guard duty?
There's no time to explain. Any minute now. You hear that gunshot? It has already begun. Come on, Inspector. We must make haste. Inspector, I really don't think you should be trusting this friar. He's a two-faced wolf.
Friar Remus has provided me with reliable information in the past. I trust his judgment.
But Inspector,
this isn't up for discussion, Sparrow son. I have a duty to uphold. Stay put. I'll be back in no time at all.
But... What should I do now? Gunshot! He was nearby, too. The friar was right. Violence really is an inevitability. You haven't reached that stage yet, madame. I can't afford to take the chances. Not now. Yarrow, march the crowd to the Palais Royal and construct the barricade.
Yes, ma'am. Fontaine, Falcon, we're going to find the source of this disturbance. It came from here, Inspector. Hurry, hurry! I'm moving as fast as the old legs will... Mon Dieu, a body! This woman must have been the target of the gunshot we just heard, but I don't see a shooter. I think the gunshot came from over here. Inspector? Falcon? Well, well, I should have known that the Viridian killer would have had a part in this. Inspector, I'm not... What do we have here? A filthy cop and a dead girl. Madame, thank goodness you're here. I saw the whole thing. This poor, innocent mademoiselle was approaching the police line with her hands in the air. And all of a sudden, this brute of a police inspector yelled, "Get back, you filthy rebel." He drew his gun and shot the bird point blank through her heart. What is this nonsense? What are you prattling on about, Friar? Thank you for your input, Remus. It hardly surprises me that a member of the police would be the one to cast the first stone. I think we've been a little rash. Let's just take a breath, examine the situation, and... Wait a moment. You wear an eye patch. You only have one eye, Inspector. How observant. Tell me, were you the policeman who killed the rat at Les Hilles too? Les Hilles? What are you talking about? 2 incidents of one-eyed policemen gunning down an innocent victim. There's no way that is a coincidence. What we have here is a filthy, corrupt individual who takes pleasure in oppressing the common citizen. Am I right, Inspector? I really shouldn't be surprised that a stupid rebel makes stupid assumptions and comes to stupid conclusions. But open your damned eyes, mademoiselle. I'm not the assailant here. Don't call me mademoiselle, or stupid for that matter. Your guilt is plain to see. Given the circumstances, I ought to judge and execute you right here and now. Falcon, don't just stand there gawking. Vouch for me. Ellipsis. Never seen him before in my life. Ah, exactly the kind of cold, heartless response I would expect from the Viridian killer. I'll see you in hell, Falcon. Remus, help me escort this individual to Piero's barricade. I'll decide his fate there. With pleasure, madame. Come along, Inspector. Fontaine, Falcon, deal with the corpse. Meet us at the barricade when you're done. There's no way this was the work of the police. You know what, Falcon? I think you might be right. An isolated gunshot? This far away from the police line? Doesn't make any sense at all. That's rebellions for you. Or messy affairs. Sometimes innocents get caught in the crossfire, and there's no reason for it. Well, no use dawdling. Help me get the corpse off the streets. Not yet. I'm gonna examine the body first. Examine the body? We agree this wasn't the work of Inspector Valerty, right? There must be some clues on the corpse that point to what happened. An impromptu coroner's examination, eh? Fine. You have 2 minutes. After that, we're heading to the barricade. Whether you're done here... After that, we're heading to the barricade. Whether you're done here or not. What's that mark? Almost looks like... a handprint. Made in blood. Probably Mademoiselle's. I don't think so. It's the handprint of a left hand on the girl's left shoulder. No way a person could comfortably reach that spot on their own back. I suppose so. But if the handprint doesn't belong to the girl, then who does it belong to? The murderer. It has to be. The question on my mind is, why is the handprint made in blood? Did the murderer sully their hand with the girl's gunshot wound? Or were they injured prior to the shooting? So much to uncover here. No time for a thorough investigation. This is the bullet wound, right? You can tell me about it, Fontaine. Well, looks like a bullet took a fairly straight angle of entry through the Mademoiselle's back.
Shooter's probably standing right behind the victim. What's the bullet size? You know, its caliber. Let me guess. You're hoping the caliber of the bullet is different than the caliber of the inspector's gun. And would conveniently get that one-eyed police officer off the hook, wouldn't it? I'm afraid I can't help you. I couldn't possibly know a bullet's caliber without having a good look at the bullet itself. As you can plainly see, that bullet is 3 centimeters deep in the flesh. So, you need to see the bullet itself. Let me retrieve the bullet, Fontaine. Retrieve? You mean dig out. I assume you have a little more experience in this area than I do? Well, you're not wrong there. Fine, this will only take a moment. There you go. One used bullet. Looks like a standard lead rifle or pistol ball, but I'm afraid I can't tell you its caliber. Why is that? Bullet fragmented on impact, monsieur. Gathered all the pieces, but I can't assess its diameter with any accuracy. See, I guess it was 13 to 17 millimeters? Sorry, can't be more specific. That's an enormous help. Thank you, monsieur. Everyone's been so fixated on who did this that nobody stopped to ask who this girl was. I don't know, monsieur. Given her clothes, she's probably just another working girl. Just another? I didn't mean to sound glib, but it's true. This is one mademoiselle amongst thousands who live in Paris. Who was she? Where did she work? Will her family miss her? I don't know. But in the long run, I don't think anybody will care. I care. I can't afford not to. I don't know who this mademoiselle was, but I'm going to see to it that justice is brought about for her death. It's a long shot. Maybe this girl is faking her injury? Just for the sake of thoroughness, I really ought to check for a pulse. Right. No. Nothing. Alright, I think that's everything. I'm done here. Very good. Move the body off the street. Then we must hurry to the Palais Royal. Rest in peace, mademoiselle. I'll see to it that justice is done.
Everything's going just as planned. Madame's probably fuming right now. She'll attack Palais Royal, the Prime Minister will flee, and then...
Excuse me, monsieur.
What do you want? I'm busy.
Don't you recognize me, monsieur? I know that my disguises are a little more complex than yours, but I assumed you would recognize Prince Juan when you saw him.
You're... Prince Juan?
Indeed. And you're Judge Romulus, the corrupt wolf. I know what you did. You tried to assassinate the king. You shot Croque Monsieur. And just moments ago, I saw you murder a maiden at the Palais de la Concorde. You truly are a vile individual, aren't you?
Yeah. As if you have any proof for any of that stuff. I'm out of here.
I also know you're one half of the Viridian Killer.
On any other day, I would gut you where you stand, Fox. But as it happens, I'm a little busy today.
Oh? The Viridian Killer is too busy to kill me? Is that the truth? Or is that bullet wound of yours starting to affect your prowess? You must have lost an awful lot of blood. What do I do? What do I do? Ah! Hello, Monsieur Vulpes! Ah, Monsieur Sparrow's son! Perfect timing!
For now! Oh, you're that fledgling. I guess this is what they call being stuck between a rock and a hard place, huh?
Monsieur Sparrow's son, be a dear and help me restrain the Viridian Killer. This guy? He's the Viridian Killer? He looks more like Judge Romulus to me. You would be right about that too. Wow, he's two scumbags in one. All right then.
Mind the wound.
But you're whining, Your Honor. Nice takedown, Monsieur Sparrowson. May want to check his pockets for weapons. Something of a notorious killer, after all. Of course. Let's see what we got here. Aha! Here we are. A pistol. Probably the one he used to kill the maiden, I suspect. What else can you find, Monsieur Sparrow-san? Ah, this is an eye patch? Weird. What does Wolf want with an eye patch? Oh no. This is bad. This is very bad indeed. I don't get it. What's wrong with an eye patch? There's no time to explain. Mousy! What is it, Monsieur Vulpes? What is it? Take this eye patch to JJ Falcon. If my fears are correct, it'll be somewhere in the Palais Royal right now. Tell him that this belongs to Remus's brother. Hurry now! Right away, Monsieur Vulpes! Right away! I must go too. I need to find the other half of the Viridian killer pair before something terrible happens. Wait, Monsieur Vulpes! What am I supposed to do with this guy? You have his gun, don't you? March that wolf to the nearest police station and collect your reward for capturing Judge Romulus. What a strange day.
Outside the Palais Royal, the rebels have constructed a makeshift barricade out of furniture, branches, rocks, and anything else they can find. From behind the wall, the rebels taunt the police and royal guards with chants.
I'm growing impatient, pig. Confess your crimes. I have nothing to confess, you filthy rebel. You and all your rebel friends, however, should confess to 1,000 counts of treason and public disorder. I will see each and every one of you hanged for your flagrant disregard of the law. Your stubborn attitude is disgusting. A few days ago, you were seen at Les Helles. Witnesses saw you murder a beggar in cold blood. Today, a friar has testified to seeing you murder a girl, again, completely unprovoked. I don't know why you continue to plead your innocence, but it doesn't matter. I don't need a confession to know that you're a killer. Madame Beaumont, stop! The inspector didn't shoot that mademoiselle. Keep your beak closed, Falcon. I'm done listening to your suggestions. This policeman is as guilty as every other monster in our decrepit justice system. It is my duty to execute him. Madame Falcon. Madame, Falcon has uncovered some pretty convincing evidence. I would recommend you hear him out. Please, just give me 5 minutes. 5 minutes, I can convince you of this inspector's innocence. 5 minutes is precious in a time like this. I can't afford it. What if you're wrong? Are you willing to see another dead innocent? Thank you, madame. Having my life saved by the Viridian killer. How humiliating. Quiet, pig. Your life is mine until I say otherwise. Okay, so, first of all, let's recap what Friar Remus had to say. Wait, where is the friar? He's a key witness to the crime. Hey, Scarpert, as soon as he dropped the inspector off, said he had some business to attend to. Business? Oh man, oh man, those barricades are looking pretty scary. I mustn't fear, for I am a brave duck. I am the great Officer Beck. Handsome, intelligent, strong, truly a fearless hero who will be remembered for... Hello, officer. You scared me, monsieur. Monk? Friar, actually. Friar Remus. Listen, officer, I have something of great importance to tell you. I was just passing by the rebel camp and I overheard a conversation. Oh, this sounds good. Do go on. They said they were going to launch an assault very soon. And when they do, they're going to rain hellfire on the palace. Oh no. It's just as I feared. Oh, what do we do? It's simple, officer. As soon as you hear the first gunshot, you need to retaliate. Hit them with everything you've got. Every cannon, every rifle, every piece of artillery. Don't leave them a single piece of the barricade remaining. That's the only way you can survive. Ah, total annihilation. I like it. But, Friar, I'm confused. Aren't you a Christian? Yes. So what? I don't know. Just your idea doesn't seem very Christian-y. I see. You think this is a moral issue. Let me tell you a secret, my dearest duck friend. There is no God, no overarching morality or higher plan, no heaven to save the righteous or a hell to punish the sinners. There is only you, your artillery, and 10,000 rebels who want to dine on Peking duck tonight. Understand? That's an awful lot to take in. Then let me simplify. It's you or them. It's me or them. Forget about the friar, Falcon. Y'all remember what he had to say. Present your case based on what you can recall. Okay, I will. You may want to wipe that mouse off your shoulder first. Sorry, what? Oh, it's you, Mousy. Monsieur Falcon, Monsieur Falcon. Special delivery from Reynard Vulpes. Thank you, Mousy. What is this? An eye patch. It's found in Remus's brother's clothing. Remus's brother's... This is an eye patch belonging to Judge Romulus? That's interesting. Where's Romulus? There's no time, Monsieur. Take it, take it. Jaybird, yeah, bird up! We birdin' over here. And if you like other birds, you should check out Jaybird. I feel like StreamerBot's been very laggy of late. Well, Jaybird, I hope you're doing well. I see you're being consumed by Path of Exile 2 at the moment. How's the game? It has been a delightful game. I believe we're in the final act. So we should be hopefully finishing this up not too much longer. Definitely been a fun game. I have to run, Monsieur, but you have to do your best. Monsieur Vulpes and Sparrowson believe in you. Sparrowson? You've seen Sparrowson? How is he? There's no time, Monsieur. Good luck. You quite done, Falcon? Yes, very much so. Let's begin this trial. Okay, let's remember what the friar said. Mademoiselle, approaching the police line. Point blank through the chest. Friar Remus claimed that the girl was shot point blank in the chest. The girl was clearly shot in the back. I know. I remember seeing the bullet wound for myself. It's quite a glaring inaccuracy in the wolf's testimony. It is an inaccuracy, but it is an irrelevant inaccuracy. Does it really matter if the girl was shot in the front or the back? Either way, a girl died at this pig's hands. It does matter. If the girl were shot from the front, then it might indicate a police confrontation turned ugly. But if you're shot in the back, then what? This could indicate that someone targeted and assassinated her before she could even react. It doesn't paint the inspector in a particularly flattering light, Falcon. Madame, you're missing the point. A shot in the back breaks the currently established narrative. The girl was targeted and murdered in a stealthy, professional attack. Therefore, this was not an ordinary police confrontation. You've made an assumption, Falcon. You've assumed that just because the girl was shot in the back, she must have been stealthily killed. There are other possibilities. Perhaps the girl was scared by the police and started running away, and was shot in the back as she fled. That scenario isn't possible. If the girl were running away, then she would have been at least a couple steps away from the killer at the time of the shooting, right? Right. But I know the killer was standing right behind the victim. They were less than 1 meter apart when the gun fired. We're standing that close? How could you possibly know that, Falcon? We saw a bloodied handprint on the girl's shoulders. What do you make of that, madame? Well, I assume any bloody stain would belong to the victim. A mark made with the girl's dying breath, perhaps. No, it was the print of a left hand on the girl's left shoulder near her upper back. The angle and positioning of the print indicate it could only have been caused by another person. That is why I am certain the killer was right behind the girl at the time of the attack. I see. It is quite a theory. But Falcon, you've left an important question unanswered. Why was the handprint bloody? The print was made with the victim's blood, yes? So it can't possibly have been made prior to the shooting. The killer must have wiped his hand on the girl's clothing after she had already died. And if that's the case, then my suggested scenario is still possible. The girl may have been running from the police when she was shot. No. I'm still trying to work out the details. But I know the print was made prior to the shooting. If the shooter was injured and his hand was already covered in blood... You talked big about breaking the established narrative, and now you present me with faceless drivel? Well, where do we go from here? How does this handprint nonsense really affect the situation? Do you find something funny about the situation, Inspector? I do. The whole trial's patently absurd. It's an animal court, through and through. There was something pretty funny about that last exchange. You were both so focused on how this handprint was made, you missed a larger issue. I don't have a left hand, you idiots! I couldn't possibly have left that mark. Oh, right. Yeah, of course. Well, madame, what do you say to that? That is a good point. Maybe the handprint came from an accomplice. Or maybe it had nothing to do with the incident. Or it feels good to see someone else speculating wildly for a change. Okay, fine. I don't have a solid explanation. I must concede that it's possible, maybe even likely, that the person who left that mark was the murderer. Therefore, much as it pains me to say it, I must concede that the inspector probably did not shoot the girl. Yeah, bloody handprints. They just kind of appear. They do that. I don't think we need to worry too much on those little details. So that's it. The inspector's off the hook. No. There's still the matter of the incident at Les Halles. What incident is this? I know nothing about it. Ha! As if you don't know. A beggar rat was shot and killed in Les Halles a few days ago. The attacker was described as a scowling police officer who wore an eye patch. Sound familiar to you? Go on, Falcon. Explain the pig out of this one. Until 5 minutes ago, I was at a loss. But I was recently presented with a piece of evidence that makes the answer all too clear. This was a false flag operation. False flag? Explain yourself, Falcon. Madame, what do you know about Remus's twin brother, the man known as Romulus? Not much. Only that he was forced to flee the country by our oppressive government around a month ago. That's a half-truth, madame. You see, it is correct that Romulus is being hunted by the police. But I had the suspicion that the wolf was lurking in Paris itself, although I never managed to find definitive proof of this. Anyway, it turns out that my suspicion was well-founded. He was recently apprehended, I think. You think? I don't know the details, but it doesn't matter. What's important is that a reliable friend found this on Romulus's person just moments ago. An eye patch? Romulus had perfect vision. Why would he need something like this? There's only one plausible explanation. It's part of a disguise, something to conceal his identity and make him appear as someone else. A disguise? You're saying that Romulus shot the beggar rat just to frame the police inspector? Exactly, madame. There's no coincidence that Frere Remus happened to find the very same inspector just as another murder occurred today. So, Remus was in on it too. Two wolves working together to make this policeman look like a murderer. But why? Why would they do that? To rile you up, madame. To make you lust for violence. If your actions today are anything to go by, I would say they succeeded. Damn. Been so stupid. How did I let myself get misled by a couple of wolves? This trial is over. Go, Inspector. You're free. I guess about time. You're letting him walk, ma'am? Of course. It'd be criminal to confine an innocent man any longer than necessary. Even if the man is a bitter, stubborn pig. Falcon. Yes? I don't understand you. You're stupid. You're reckless. You fought beak and talon for my freedom. I'm starting to suspect you aren't really the Viridian killer after all.
Certainly took a long time to pass that factory thick skull. Spectre, if you're still hunting that villain, maybe you should speak to Renar Vulpus. When this is all over, I mean. I hear he's been doing some research into the Viridian Killer. Maybe he knows something.
Maybe I will. Madame, it appears your gang of rebel filth don't intend on assaulting the palace anytime soon. I'll relay that information to the artillerymen. Maybe we can keep a peaceful standoff going until this blows over.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
All of you, stay out of trouble.
Whoa! What happens now, ma'am? We're going to continue our protest. Peacefully. We're going to stand here, chanting and shouting, until the Prime Minister and King both step down out of sheer humiliation. It might take days, weeks. But if we manage to change this country without one more person being harmed, then... Well, look who returned. Damn, I just saw the police officer strolling out of here unharmed. Why did you let him go? It's simple, Remus. We all had a discussion. And we came to the conclusion that I'd been misled by a couple of wolves. Oh? How many lies have you fed me, Friar? Just how much damage have you done to further your own goals? Did you help your brother kill the beggar rat in Les Helles? Did you watch the girl die by the Palais de la Concorde? Now that I think about it, even the Croque Monsieur's death was surrounded by details that made little sense. I don't know what to think anymore. No, this guy's a scumbag at least, ma'am. I say shoot him. Yeah, that's right. We'll judge you for killing this man, madame.
It's the least I deserve for my sins. Go ahead, madame.
What are you waiting for?
Pull the trigger! Do it!
Falcon, you have proven yourself as having clear judgment. What do you say? Madame, you know what the right thing to do is. Show us what kind of leader you wish to be. You're right. I said that this will be a bloodless revolution, and I can't make any exceptions. Not even for a monster like this wolf.
Wow. This is amazing. Completely unprecedented. You've buckled all my expectations, avoided every temptation, and opted for an option that shouldn't even exist. Well done, madame. Well done, Falcon. You've demonstrated the power of pacifism in its purest form. But unfortunately for both of you, I'm no pacifist.
Everyone get down! Suicide. Shooting himself in the head? What a loony! Hardly a surprise, a wolf would be too cowardly to face a real punishment. This isn't right. It's not the solution I wanted either, Falcon. I can't say I'll mourn the friar's death. No. It's not what I meant. And that it doesn't make sense for him to kill himself so abruptly. That comment of his, it was almost like, I think we need to get out of here. All of us, right now! Falcon, what are you talking about? That was a gunshot! Really close too. I can't afford to hesitate. It's me or them!
Officer, hold your fire!
No way! I can't afford to take chances! It's me or them! It's me or them! Fire every cannon! Oh, fuck! Then the revolution ended up turning bloody from an errant shot. Can anyone hear me? Yarrow? Fontaine? Hello?
Anyone? I'm here, madame. Falcon? Heh. Of all the people, I think I made a mistake, Falcon. Did I go wrong? Was it when I lost my temper over seeing that dead girl? Or was it earlier when I shot that prosecutor? Was it earlier still when I first listened to that monstrous friar in the first place? I've made a lot of mistakes. We've all made mistakes, madame. Most people's mistakes don't spark bloody revolutions. Can you move, madame? I don't think so. Give me a minute. I think I can clear some of this rubble. A new day. Dear Monsieur Vulpus, I'm writing to you the Dimau Railway Express. Modern technology truly is amazing. I've decided to take your advice. I've gone on vacation until things settle down. The king fleeing to Britain, the Second Republic taking over, all crazy stuff. Anyway, before I left, you asked if I knew what happened to Falcon. Well, got my hands on a copy of the official police report. It says that Falcon died during the attack on the barricade. It also says the police didn't find a body. Same as Leonie Beaumont. Weird, huh? Rumor is that he was probably blown away by cannon fire. That doesn't sound right to me. Falcon I knew was tough and intuitive. I think he found a way to escape and survive. But my opinion, he's still out there. Possible, isn't it? Anyway, I should wrap this letter up. I'm about to reach my stop, Vienna. I'll let you know how Mademoiselle Saint-Jean and her parents are doing. Maybe you should come pay a visit sometime. Send my regards to Mousy. Yours sincerely, Sparrowson. Yes, I see a person selling Mirthwell. What is it? EPS. Delicious. That's what. And credits. Alright, we'll stick to see if there's any post credits. What an interesting, what a delightful game. Really great use of the animal arts and stuff. I imagine I probably could have sussed out what was going to happen if I knew my French history better, but I barely know general history, you know, so it's like, eh. There was a little bit more meat in the game than I thought there was going to be, but we got through it. We got through it. Question is, will there be an after credits? Fin. No, flap. They're not fish, they're birds. Wait. The end of Route C Fraternity? There's multiple endings? What? Are you fucking with me? Did I get the bad ending? Oh, that's butts. That's mean. That's mean. I'll have to go look those up on my own time. Ah, mean to me. Means there's an A and a B. I imagine one of them is we gleefully just moita everything, and then A is like probably a good true ending.
Hello, this is Dreki of the post-production. Thank you for watching or listening to this series, whether it was background noise while you worked, experiencing a game vicariously, or you just like my thoughts and reactions. Feel free to leave a question, comment, or suggestion of a similar game if I haven't played it. I stream on Twitch as Dreki Ormer if you wish to see things live and unedited. Regardless, have a great rest of your time zone, and I appreciate the time we shared. Bye!